What up, YouTube? It's your boy Young Black. I'm gonna make a different type of video today. I've been watching a lot on the news, and certain things just be mentally driving me crazy. I don't know. I just think that people's moral compass is so screwed up that they can really talk themselves into making the wrong damn decisions. Even under a dramatic circumstance, there's still, to me, black and white, right and wrong. And what I'm referring to is this Barbra Sheehan, I think that's her name is the woman. If you guys don't know, she recently killed her husband. She shot him 20 something times. Uh, she said that he's abusive. He's been abusing her for like 20 something years, and she hasn't really done anything about it. Like she has some type of, they saying she has some type of mental thing that battered females have, where they get accustomed to being abused and they don't report it to nobody. It's a psychological thing. But to me, I don't care what the circumstance is. Murder is still wrong. If you kill somebody, you deserve to go to jail for the rest of your life, no matter what the circumstance is. You know, morally, it's still wrong. I mean, she shot him 20 something times with a handgun. It wasn't like she had a assault rifle or something. She had a handgun when she shot him, and then had to reload and emptied a whole other clip in him. You know, I mean, that's malicious death. And they're trying to say she was defending herself. You know what I mean? Like she was that he was gonna kill her. She had been dealing with 20 something years of his abuse, these crazy sexual fantasy things. He wanted to be in an adult diaper and act like a baby and all this type of shit. And I'm like, all of that stuff is creepy. It's weird. It sounds mentally agonizing and abusive. But at the same time, nobody deserves to die the way he died. I mean, if she was having a problem, she should have reported it and got herself out of the situation, told somebody before she felt that she had enough mental agony to the point that she had to do something, and she killed him. He wasn't in the process of assaulting her or anything. And everybody on TV and the news they're all backing behind this lady, saying they support her, and they're wearing purple in court, talking about, oh, that's the color for battered females and all that type of stuff. I agree with what happened to her is horrible, it's wrong, but she took the wrong course of action. You can't kill people if you've been traumatized your whole entire life. When I was a kid, I went through a lot of traumatization with my father, who, you know, he was physically abusive. You know, where I got my ass whooped, which most black kids know. You know, your mother, your father, they whoop your ass. You know, but as I got older, it had a not so good effect mentally on me. You know, you don't want to beat your kids no matter how irritating, because it seems so easy to just fall into that because it's direct and it's immediate. You know, it's a lot harder to sit down with a child and speak to them and think you're gonna mentally get through. But a child will understand pain. They understand an ass whooping. It's a quick, easy route, but it don't work. Mentally, it'll stunt your child. It stunted me, and I'm still being affected now as an adult. You know, but I still have a good rapport with my dad. My parents live less than a couple minutes away. I could walk to their house. You know, so through a lot of shit, I love my father to death. But I would have never took a gun or nothing and shot him 20 something times. And there was a time in my life where I felt that I'm angry with him. You know what I mean? Where, yeah, maybe I would have done some crazy shit like that, but I know mentally that it's wrong. I would have never done that, because at that point I would have soiled my soul to a point that God don't care that I was being abused or that lady was being abused. Murder is murder. Morally, it's wrong. It's a sin. It should not happen. There's no reason for it unless you defending yourself. All right, she wasn't in a fucking war zone or nothing like that. She mentally had enough, which is understandable, but you can't go that far as to kill somebody. I don't agree with them letting her off. If she gets off of this, it's gonna be a real blow to me mentally from the justice system, because it's like the justice system is failing. It doesn't matter any course of action. People are broke in the hood. They sell crack. Does that make it right? Because they might not have any that many opportunities, so they turn to something illegal. No, we go to jail. They're going to jail. You're doing something illegal. It doesn't matter what the reason is. You know what I mean? It's something as serious as murder. She needs to go to jail for that. She didn't take the right course of action. You know, and they going through all this stuff, putting all these people on stands, these um, big name psychologists that's trying to mentally um, give you a mental aspect of where her mindset was at when she made this type of decision. I mean, it's all over the news. They showing it every 5 seconds on Pix 11. I live in Long Island, so that's why I watch. I watch City News, Pix 11. You know, and it's just disturbing me that everybody's rallying behind. She committed murder. You don't rally behind a murderer, whether it was malicious or protective. I mean, she committed blunt murder. I mean, she reloaded on this guy and kept shooting him after he was dead already. After the first like 2 or 3 shots, she emptied out 2 clips on him. Like this is ridiculous. YouTube, I need y'all opinion on how you feel. You know what I mean? I know you guys probably been watching this case. It's getting a lot of publicity right now. And it's just certain things. I just had to sit down and shy away from the game talk and talk about something a little more serious. Because we live in a world where the media really tries to manipulate how you feel. And it doesn't work on me. I see through the bullshit. I'm like, this is bullshit. They're all rallying behind this woman. She's a murderer. She murdered a man. Whatever the circumstance was, he didn't murder her. He was abusing her, yeah, but she didn't take the right act of getting out of the situation. She was mentally weak, and he preyed on that, so she felt trapped. You know what I mean? But she should not get off for murder at all. She's she's in perfectly sane mental health, you know, and she can't say she's not. They put her on the stand to testify and talk and everything, so she's in good enough mental health to put on trial, you know. So they can't say that. Not to me. I mean, that's bullshit. She needs to go to jail. She needs to be punished. You know, nobody deserves that type of slack. If my people, as being a black man, you know, and we are the underdog culture, you know, we sell drugs and do all this type of crazy shit, blah blah blah. I mean, other cultures do it too, but black culture really they popularize it. You know what I mean? They popularize it. You know, it's in our music, it's in every neighborhood, it's all over the place. You know what I mean? So and we pump that amongst our youth, and that's why the jails are overpopulated with black people. You know, because mentally we hear this stuff and we think it's supposed to be our path because we don't have many options. Our people don't want to be humble because they look at what these other races have, the people who get more opportunities, you know. I mean, I don't believe in all of this crap per se, but I think everybody makes their own decisions and you go your own path. It might be a little harder because of the color of your skin sometimes. Yeah, so what? You know, you still got to be responsible for your soul and your actions. You know, you can't make dramatic choices that possibly could hurt somebody and then slap an excuse on that. You know, you got to be an adult, be a man or be a woman, and take responsibility for what the fuck you doing is wrong. And what she did is wrong. She needs to go to jail. It's not right. Because just like if that man wasn't just put here yesterday, he has a family and people who care about him, who he might not have been abusing, you know? And now they're going without their family member. They would have rather her turn him in and get him some mental help, and he might have been rehabilitated and been able to spend the rest of his life happy. You know, there's a story behind everything. Okay, no person wakes up and is born a mass murderer. You know what I mean? There's always a dramatic story behind everything. So before everybody jumps on this person or this guy, he's gone now, and jumps on his character about how he was such a monster. He's not here to tell his story to you for you to even get a emotional response out of his life. He's just been shot down dead, and they just want to act like he was such a monster that she was defending herself. I mean, her kids are on stand testifying against their father. You know what I mean? Saying that he was a monster. They were abused by him too. You know, and I understand all of that, but nobody deserves to be killed. You know, it's just not right. I don't support the media's decision to rally behind this woman. I don't support the court if they let her free. You know, I think it'll be a big misjustice to our justice system. It's just not cool. You know, and this type of stuff only would happen in fucking America. You just don't do it. You don't do this type of shit. The media is really trying to mentally control the aspect by making y'all see her point of view, their point of view, the view that they want you to see. You know, they got analysts and shit coming on TV talking about, oh, she's gonna get off because her lawyer is presenting her case in such a way that they're saying it was a psychological thing and she was mentally traumatized. You know, it doesn't. All of that stuff doesn't matter. You know, it really doesn't matter. If somebody was drinking at a bar and their wife is calling them saying that they're giving birth to a child, and they decide, well, they're going to try and make it to the hospital, you know, but they were at a bar drinking, but they're going to try and drive to the hospital. And on the way to the hospital, they killed a whole family of people, nobody's gonna say, "Oh well, they were having a baby." You know what I mean? I mean that's not as traumatic, but you know what I mean. It's just there's no excuse for that. You have to make the right decisions in every fucking aspect. There is no fucking excuses for your choices. You have to make the decisions and live behind them. You don't make a decision, especially like to decide to kill somebody, and then think that you're gonna sugarcoat it. You know, with oh I was abused for 20 years. That's fine. The court can't feel that abuse. You do. If that was your choice to make that dramatic choice to hurt somebody like that, you deserve to go to jail. That's mine. My daughter giving me her chips. Yes, they just came home from school. They getting their snacks. But YouTube stand up. I'm probably gonna go back to my regular video formula after this. I just had to address this because it's just been bugging me. I've been seeing it a lot. I just wanted to get my vocal opinion out on it. You know what I mean? Look out, little girl. They don't want to see you right now. Plus, you don't got no damn shirt on. Real gamers stand up. Let me know what you guys think. Give me some responses. You know, some comments, some likes, whatever you want, some dislikes. Just let me know what you think. Real gamers stand up.